This episode is brought to you by ESPN. Catch the first WWE Premium Live event on ESPN, WrestlePalooza, live on Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an epic night in Indianapolis, featuring some of the biggest WWE superstars. This event is only on ESPN, so go to stream.espn.com and sign up to the ESPN app today for your all-access pass to WrestlePalooza and all WWE Premium Live events.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins, just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag, the one you stole from your ex, or your overpriced half a studio apartment, or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar, triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Then today's episode, I said in the last episode I was going to do an extra, but I'm like, nah fam, I got to do an episode. I got to do an episode where I'm talking on all the different things they can add to No Man's Sky. And I know people are going to probably be all like, bro, the developer is already giving us so much. Why do you need more stuff? I know that, I understand, but I'm addicted to No Man's Sky, bro. That's a game where I'm like, I didn't think that I would play this game as much as I did. And it's funny how out of all the years I have owned No Man's Sky, I never got into the game like how I did now. Like, I've been playing this game like crazy. I pretty much have made up for like all the years where I should have been playing this game and stuff. Still some stuff that I need to do, but yeah man, like I've been playing this game like crazy. So but anyways, one thing that I have, just getting strong into it. So one thing that I've seen people ask for No Man's Sky is that they need to have better combat. And I honestly was sitting down thinking about it, like, you know, just watching watching and playing Destiny and 1 and 2. I think that if they had some, not obviously copying Destiny 1 and 2, but if they had some form of combat in the game like Destiny, that's the series and stuff, I personally think that it would be good, where it's like maybe some new Sentinel enemies, or like even if it could even be like some human enemies and stuff, where it's like, oh, humans are trying to take over all these different planets, take them out in waves, just like the Sentinels, you know. So yeah, I guess like that could be like the next DLC update for No Man's Sky. Call it No Man's Sky Invasion, and then it's just some like humans that are just going from planet to planet, killing the creatures, burning the trees down, you know, just causing havoc all on these different planets. And then us as the No Man's Sky players, we're just going around taking these guys out. But it gotta be, the thing is this though, the combat has to be a lot. Like, it has to be like armies and stuff. Like, I'm trying to have it where I'm getting into whole battles either with friends or I've been playing the game mainly by myself and have just been playing it on easy. So yeah, definitely have it where it's like, you know, the enemies, they like shooting crazy and all that. Not like no trooper type stuff, but also at the same time, like, they're not doing a whole lot of damage. Like, yeah, maybe have it where it's like, you know, you could get armor and all this other stuff. But yeah, like, have it where there's like a bunch of different weapons, from pistols to assault rifles, the shotguns, the sniper rifles, light machine guns. I would really love to see light machine guns in the game. And then also you can use the original like weapons and stuff, like the bolt cutters and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, they should have it where there's some form of combat in the game, you know, where it's a little bit more in depth, you know, compared to what it is right now and stuff. But yeah, from that, and then another thing that I have been fooling around with a lot, and I'm like, you guys definitely should add more designs, or even have it where, because I don't know if this game has like mod support on Steam, because if so, then I'm probably just gonna end up buying this game on Steam. They don't have like no Steam Workshop. I think that's something that would be good for the game, is adding a Steam Workshop, you know, so in case if people wanted to display their creativity and stuff with the game, whether it's ships that they build, or what else I'm trying to think. Yeah, it could just be from that to like exocrafts, but and that's the thing too, where it's like have it where there's a lot of other different, like we can build a freighter ship, we can build what else, exocraft like vehicles like the submarines, and then that transformer like one, the cars and stuff, but also have it where there's a mod system, so in case if we wanted to add our spaceship to that, because there's definitely a lot of different spaceships that I would like to add if they did have like a Steam Workshop, and there's like, would you like to send this to your Steam Workshop page? Yeah, bro, I definitely will be having like but that's another thing about that is it has to have a lot of designs, because there's been like I'll be trying to build something and it's like, fam, it just seems like that something should be here, but there ain't enough designs, and then the designs that are there, it's not fitting looking. It just looks like it's like this stuff, like, you know how like when you get a Legos and then you're mismatching them. That's what it looks like. It looks like a bunch of mismatched Legos. Like, I have been able to build some ships, but yeah, other than that, it's like, fam, it just doesn't look natural, it looks weird half of the time. So yeah, man, that's why I'm like, they definitely, maybe I just gotta go a little bit more, being more involved with it and stuff. But yeah, at times I'm like, bro, it just doesn't look right, like when I be building ships, it don't look right and stuff, and that's, I'm like, man, I really do hope that it's either you leave it up to the fans or the developers, you guys just come up with more designs, because I'm like, there's a lot more that we could be building with the ship's designs and stuff, from like some visually appealing looking ships to the most craziest like damage wise, and then just have it where it's like it's just some just crazy ships flying all over the place, because some of the ships that I have, I'm like, it just don't look right, it's like I feel like I just like, I drew a picture and I'm like, dang, this look like some a kid would draw, so that's why I'm like, I'm not criticizing or upset with it, because like I said, I have been able to create some ships and they look dope, but then there's others where I'm like, I ain't feeling like, I just created one earlier today and I'm like, this don't look right, bro. I'm like, matter of fact, I'm probably when I'm done with this, I'm gonna get ready for bed, but I think I am going to I'm gonna work on that ship, because it don't look right, so, but anyways. But yeah, definitely do that. I'm like, there definitely needs to be better ship building support and stuff. And then that was another thing too, was that because I remember when I played this game on Switch, it didn't really seem like it was all that compatible with Switch. Like, I did play a little bit of it, and it just seemed like that the game, it was like mad buggy. Like, I remember that game, it was flipping out on me one day when I was playing. It was like when I actually had started getting into No Man's Sky, that game started bugging out on me one day. And I'm like, since then, I haven't really played it as much on Switch. I played it just because I remember when me and my family, we were playing Mario Kart. I showed, because my mom, she was like seeing all the different games I got. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is No Man's Sky. It's the space game and stuff. So, but, cause yeah, she's a little bit of a gamer herself. So, yeah, so I was all like, telling her about that game and things, But anyways, but yeah, I'm like, fam, like that game, it got the tweaking out one day. And I'm like, I'm gonna play this game on PC, and since then I have been playing it on PC, but the game has also been tweaking out on PC, because also with these new ship builds, and that's why I'm like, I think that would be another thing to add, where rather than opening up the door to because there's at times where it's like when you build a ship, the door will get stuck. So whether it's the door that opens up, or it's that door that kind of has like that elevator type motion where it just like lifts you down and lifts you back up, that door then got stuck. The door where it just lifts down and then you walk out and things, that door also be getting stuck. So I remember, so I'm doing this anomaly mission, and then I went to go collect my reward. The door wouldn't open. So I'm having to I think that's what I had to do. I had to go call my freighter ship. Luckily, my freighter ship had fuel, but I had to call for my freighter ship, have it where, because if it didn't, I would have had to have exited out, and I probably wouldn't even have gotten the award that I was supposed to get after completing because it was like one of those pirate missions and stuff. So I was like, if my freighter ship hadn't had fuel, I'm like, I would have probably, it wouldn't have given me, I would have completed the mission, but I don't think I would have collected my award, unless the next time I started up that game, then they would have just automatically given it to me. But if not, then I'm like, fam, I would have lost out on that reward and probably would have had to do that mission all over again. And I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to do all that. I just want the door to open properly and stuff. So yeah, I think that there's that. There's at times where it's like the my character, he get the shaking around and stuff. Like yeah, it's and then I think they did say that they were gonna come out with an update to fix that. So I'm like, okay, cool, like y'all did. But it was like the way that the ship would land at your base. Like there would be days where he would land and it's like the ship is like all blended in with stuff. I'm trying to walk in, I'm having to like walk away from my base, call it in like a flat area and stuff just so I can get inside. I'm like, yeah, that's just doing too much. Oh, and then there's I don't know if they plan on fixing that too, but there's at times where I'll be flying around and the door would just be wide open. Now I don't mind that, but at the same time I'm like, fam, I could have sworn I closed that door. I'm like, and then what's crazy is that you can walk up and like, okay, I'll just leave up out my seat and I'll just go and close the door. Door won't close. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? So, but I think I did hear that the developer, like, he had to pretty much not so much as redevelop the game, but he had to like rework the game in order to add this the shipbuilding stuff. So yeah, I'm like, all right, you know, it's cool, it's whatever. I'm like, eventually patches would come out. I'm like, yeah, bro did fix probably the most poorly rated game of all time. I'm like, yeah, he definitely can fix that, you know, the doors and all the other stuff. But anyways, what else could they possibly do? Oh, that's actually what I was all like, what they should have it too, where I guess like with the settlements and things, have it where it's like you can build like the towns can be a little bit more built and stuff, you know, where I guess like also on top of that, have it where it doesn't take as much time, because there be days where I'll go and add like a new building and it'll take like 40 minutes to an hour. They should just have it where it's like, you know, you can speed up time, and maybe have it where it's like, yeah, you're, I guess like the if you use units to speed the time up or something, or you could just have it where it's if you do like that custom mode and then it's like you can I guess yeah, make it where everything is free. You very well can do that too. But anyways, yeah, they should have it where it's like, you know, the time is a little bit more faster and stuff, so you ain't sitting there waiting at things. I mean, I don't mind sitting down playing that game because that's what I've been doing these past I don't know how many weeks. But overall though, yeah, they should have it where it's like the towns can be built a little bit faster. And then, but also have it where a little bit more can be put into the towns, like roads, like big giant buildings and stuff. Like I'm trying to have it where I have like a whole city that I'm behind and stuff. So yeah, you know, from that, multiple floors, more life form. And I think that's another thing too. They definitely should have it where it's like it's a human invasion. And then yeah, you can also have it where there's like humans that you can also be cool with in the game. I think they have stuff like that. What else? You know, some normal looking animals and things. And I think that that's something that they should do, is have like Earth-like planets in the game. So yeah, have it where it's like, you know, there's the Earth-like planets, the like, you know, Earth enemies, or not, well, I guess like creatures and stuff, where if they wanted to add like, I don't know, like alligators and lions and, you know, bears and tigers. Oh my, like I don't know, bro. But anyways, no, they could. I know they was like lions, tigers, and bears. I know people are gonna probably be all like, bro, you said that. I know how it goes. Okay, I was thinking this stuff and just coming up with things, and I realized what I was saying. I'm like, okay, it might not sound right, but I'm gonna end it off that way. But anyways, but yeah, they should have it though, where it's like there's Earth-like planets. You know, whether the planets are empty or whether the planets, but they need to look like Earth. It needs to look exactly like Earth, where it's like from the woods to roads to, you know, just all form of land, like oh, and then I know that's because that one game has been blowing up like crazy, Peak. They should also have like some mountain climbing missions and stuff, where it's like you climb mountains and then but there's like rare material that you can find on the mountains. So I guess like to even just add some stuff like that. What else? Oh, and then that was one thing that I posted, and I guess somebody else had posted about this too. Spaceship racing. They definitely should have it where life forms come up to you and they're like, hey, I'll race you. Checkpoints have already been set up, so let's race. Or you can challenge other people, create like a little checkpoint race, and then yeah, y'all is either racing for units or whatever you guys got in your inventory, where it's all like, hey, I'll race you for the platinum that you have, or the goods that you have, or what are some other, whatever you got in your inventory, or however many units and things. So yeah, it's like, go up, do that, and they're like, hey, the best racer in the galaxy then challenged you to a race or something, or even where you're racing your friends. They definitely should have spaceship racing. I think spaceship racing would be a good addition to that game. And even if they wanted to add more vehicles, I mean, obviously not like no Koenigseggs and Bugattis and stuff, but yeah, I mean, have it where, I guess if they did like a mod system, then yeah, they could possibly, have it where it's modded into the game. But yeah, they should have like racing in the game, even if it's just like some foot racing or jetpack racing. I'm like, fam, it's just some form of racing, But anyways, from that, I think maybe they should also have like a wave mode of like where you could go up against either creatures, again, like the humans. What else can they, then like the other like aliens and life forms and all that stuff. Yeah, they should just have it where it's like, the pirates and things. So yeah, that's actually how they can introduce that, where it's like, where it's like the combat, where it's like, pirates are now flying down and they're attacking you and all that stuff. So yeah, and then afterwards you can take their ships, because sometimes them pirates be having some nice ships. So yeah, you could take their ships, sell them, and then make you some extra units in that game. But I think that all the stuff that I talked on, like that, the developer, he should consider it. It's like, it's just stuff that it's like to just add into the game, I guess. Some other, and that's the thing where I'm like, I'm not too worried about what might come next, because I already know it's gonna be good. So that's why I'm like, yeah, he just surprise dropped this Voyager update on us, and I'm like, wow, I mean, wasn't expecting that. I'm like, it's just weird timing how I got into this game, and then it's like all these different things is happening. So, but anyways, but yeah, share, people, No Man's Sky fans, please share this podcast episode around. Hopefully it gets around to the developer, and then yeah, maybe I might get a DM, and it's all like, hey, some of those ideas, like, we are gonna add them into the game, that I'm like, I can report back to you guys, or if he wants me to keep it on the hush hush and not tell nobody, I'm like, I'll do that. But I'm like, fam, I'm trying to see some of these things in the game, if not all the stuff that I mentioned in the game. So, but anyways, with that being said, it'd be crazy if it was like all that stuff was added, and then it was like code, the TMossBoss update or something, and it's like, oh, all the things he mentioned in that podcast episode will get added into the game. Now people are like telling me, it's like, see what you did? Now he's adding more stuff into the game that we don't deserve. And it's one of those things. I'm like, I apologize, but at the same time, this is one of my favorite games right now, and I want to see this game to its full potential. All right, so, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.